What is up, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with the post-commentary duel video. You have Gladiator Beast on the Mermail playmat, and you have Utopic Zexal on the Koi playmat. So Shane's he's gonna win the dice roll, and he's gonna be forced to go first. With that being noted, guys, please, I have important news to announce. We are officially a TCG player affiliate, so please, if you want any of these cards you see, go down there and use the link down in the description below. Give us some kickback. Everything that gets put in gets put back into the channel, so thank you guys so much. Also, if you guys want to check out OPHIDIAN games and accessories, and if you also are looking into browsing some other cards, check out GameTime's cards and collectibles. But Shane here, he's going to start off with the Anamana No, that's Anamana. That's one of the Anamana cards. Let's him search for any Anamana card. But he's going to drop down Pot of Desires. And you learn a very important lesson from this duel video, so I'll tell you guys that near the end. But we're going to Ash Pot of Desires because we can't, since I know technically how his deck plays, I can't kind of allow him to get to a rank up if he needs it. But he has Onomatopoeia, pitching a card, which looks to be, can't quite see it, but he's going to get Dododo Glove and Zubaba Coat, which he has the Utopic Anamana in his hand, which is pretty much a giant Satellite Vega for the entire all the archetypes. So he's going to normal summon that, and now I'm going to drop a Imperm on it, because my thought process is, stop this, but Zubaba can special summon itself if you control like a Dododo or Go-Go-Go, I do believe, and Utopic Onomatopoeia or Utopic Anamana is technically treated as all of the baby language. But this right here is a prime place where you need to Imperm for future references, guys. If you ever play this rogue deck, or if you ever play a deck like this, always hit the double. But your boy didn't learn. And not to mention now, he has XYZ change tactics. So every time he summons a Utopia monster, he's going to be able to draw a card, which allows him to get a lot of advantage. But hopefully stopping the Utopia was good enough. However, sadly, he's not going to be able to actually resolve the double or nothing at the Utopia Devil. So he should be put, we have a little misplay. He should have put the XYZ back onto it, I believe, because since he doesn't have a valid target to search, he can't detach from it. But that's all right. Regardless, nonetheless, we're going to see a terraforming touchdown. He's checking, he jokingly said, let's make sure I can add my field spell. And I opened pretty well. Well, I should take that back. I didn't open very good. I needed at least one more. I needed some sort of way. I think I opened Equest and Call by the Grave, and I think Monster Reborn. So I need to get to another extender in some way in order to make Test Panther. And so he's just pretty much smacking on Utopias to draw cards, trying to get to a. I think he was trying to get to the rank up spells that he can ditch card for Utopic Zexal, but sadly I don't think he's able to get there. But he sets one card, smacks a lightning on there, and passes over to me. And my top deck is actually really good. It ends up being Andal, and Andal plus Monster Reborn is like full combo. However, you're going to see the slight misfortune that I receive here on the one set card, but I had no way to play around it. I normal summon the Andal, and I go ahead and, well, I think I'm trying to contemplate like if there's any other way I can do it, because I can read, I know that set card is going to be a Call by the Grave, but I've realized there's like no other way around it. There's just, sadly, I can't like maneuver there, just with the hand I have, there's just no other way around it. I opened Call by the Grave. So like it'd have been nice to have another extender. However, you're going to see here, I'm going to flip over Link Spider. And I actually am just going to smack down a Monster Reborn, targeting the Andal, and he's going to chain Call by the Grave. Removing that, and I actually have no furthermore extenders to be able to do. That's one of the weaknesses of Glad Beast, especially in a hand. Like, you never want to see any other Glad Beast in your hand but Andal, and coincidentally I saw one. But that's neither here nor there, but it's just one of the weaknesses of a Glad Beast. Like when you brick and you have like, you barely have the combo, like it takes just one measly interruption to kind of halt you. But Shane here, he's going to pop down with another mono search card, which is more than likely going to be the Utopic, it looks like. Yep, the Utopic, the mini Utopia. But that's, sometimes that's how it bees. I have a set Call by the Grave, so actually I'm trying to look and see if Utopic on Amana is in his graveyard. Because if it is, I'm going to try and stop that to survive a turn. Because like lightning is going to hit for 4,000, and I was like, at least I can survive with that. But sadly, I can't Call by the Grave, so he gets to summon the coat, or no, he gets to summon 2 dwarfs. And the reason he can do that is he can treat, since they're both classified in both archetypes as Dododo, Dwarf, and Go-Go Glove, he can summon one as a Dododo and one as a Go-Go. But he's going to be able to XYZ here. Also, guys, if you haven't noticed, we're playing in the new Master Rule. I should have probably said that in the very beginning. We're testing out under the new Master Rule. So for all you people out there who are not listening with audio, it'll be very interesting to see like the comments and stuff on how he's able to summon without link zones. We firmly believe since the rule change is going to happen in April, there's pretty much no reason to play in the old format. We might as well play in the new one to go ahead and have a head start. So he's going to remove the counters from Onomatopoeia, or Onomatopoeia, and he's going to end up summoning out a Gaga Gogo or Dododo or Zubaba, I believe, for free. So right here, I think this is pretty much game. Yeah, but nope, he's not done yet. He's going to make sure that that there is no Gladiator Rebellion in the Coliseum today. He's going to end up making Gaga become level 6, using the card to copy it. Both cards are treated as level 6, and now he makes Utopic beyond, making everything on the field 0, and its effects are negated. So that means that Lightning is going to smack for more than enough. So that's it for game 1. So also, guys, if you guys haven't checked out our new series, The Sidelines, please hop over and check it out. The next deck I should be doing would be Lunalight Time Thieves. Just because I think that is another one of the stronger decks of the format outside of Spirals. But as you guys know, we're not going to really do any sort of siding here. So we're going on into game 2 here, guys. This time I'm going to opt to go first because I think even the Gladiator Beasts are better going first than they are second. Even though they do have very powerful plays in going second, I choose to go first because just the first turn boards are, I think, a little bit more stronger than the going second boards. But that's like one of my favorite play styles in decks, is decks that aren't so reliant on the dice roll, I guess to say. But, you know, one can argue that Gladiator Beasts are kind of reliant on the dice roll. We're going to continue on here. And I'm going to activate a Unexpected Die. Then I'm going to chain Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones being such a one-of in the deck because it's at 1 and there's no more engage, but it's still such a busted card to have at our disposal. But I'm going to end up getting the Andal and the Hornet Drone token. We're actually going to have a misplay coming up here soon that we're able to go back and fix the game state. So I'll explain to you guys that when we get to it. Maybe some of you guys will catch it and notice it. But we're going to go ahead and link into, I think, Link Spider, because I think I actually opened up 2 more Andals in my hand. So it was it was a Grizzly Bear party. We're going to use Link Spider's effect to summon out the one of the Andals from my hand. We're going to go ahead and make Test Panther. Test Panther is one of the most busted Link 2s I've ever seen for a deck. It has like the perfect restrictions, limiting it to only having access to Gladiator Beast while also making it, well, I mean, everything in the deck, like its entire effect is Gladiator Beast relevant, but like the requirements are just 1 Gladiator Beast monster and 1 any other monster. So we're going to add the busted Monster Reborn. That it says that you can special summon monsters, special summon a monster from the graveyard as long as it's not part of the same type you control. And the monster summoned by this card, it cannot be destroyed by battle. So we're going to see, my hand's actually quite good. So Shane just reading how good Test Panther is here. So we're going to see, just showing him I had added comeback. I'm going to normal summon the third Andal for the turn because I haven't, but use Test Panther's effect to shuffle back the Andal to summon out, I think, Augustus. Yep, Augustus is going to touch down, then Augustus's effect will activate because when a Test Panther summons a monster, a Gladiator Beast monster is treated as a Gladiator Beast monster's effect, summoning out the second Augustus I have. We're then going to Contact Fuse into Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor, which essentially is the Dex Agapane, using Editor's effect, pretty much plop out a Domitianus, which is such a powerhouse of a card, controlling the battle phase and being able to negate a monster effect. We're going to go ahead and link this in the token for Appaloosa. Now this is where the misplays you guys are going to be able to see. The token should have been... Oh wait, maybe, yeah, we must have solved the problem actually. Wait a minute. I edited this video. We haven't solved it yet. Essentially, guys, the token should have been turned into a link spider. We are playing under the new master rule, so all that had to be done was the Contact Fuse of Tamer Beast Editor had to be over one more space, and then we could have put the Link Kribo underneath Test Panther, and then we'd had the valid resources for Appaloosa. And right now we're seeing that there's a token, but so we throw Link Spider in the graveyard, replace it. It was a repairable game state that we did just for the sake of the video. I kind of forgot about the ability, like Appaloosa has no tokens, so just so you guys know. But right now we're staring down at 5 negates. We have 3 on Appaloosa, 1 on Domitianus, and 1 on Hope Harbinger. The only thing we cannot negate is traps, because Hope Harbinger cannot stop traps. So he has to be very careful on what he does and how he does it. But he's going to activate the field spell. Foolish Shane, think I'm going to negate the field spell, even though the field spell can become problematic. But he's going to activate Onomatopera, and I know better than to let that card resolve, so I'm going to suck it up. He's going to normal summon the Utopic Onomana. I think I want to respond with the Goddess Bow, because we cannot let that card resolve. But he's just going to be able to special summon the Coat yet again. And he's going to... Now he's counting the negates. I'm telling him that Domitianus is a negate that destroys, and it can control the battle phase, which is what makes it so busted with the Goddess Bow, Appaloosa. And actually, we're going to have a quite interesting play here. After he gets through it, we had a very interesting ruling question that we had to take some time to figure out. We had to ask the judges' lounge to explain to us, because we were just some of the wording and stuff that we didn't know if Domitianus could control the battle phase from a card like Utopia Lightning, or number S39 Utopic Lightning. We didn't know if, because when he attacks, he detaches. It says no effect. Your opponent cannot activate monster or cannot activate effects or something, and Domitianus just says you control the battle phase. So it's a where you make the opponent choose. So he declares he declares on the Domitianus, but Domitianus is going to say nope, you're going to smack into Hope Harbinger, and he ends up smacking into Hope Harbinger. So I end up taking 2,000 damage from that battle. And sadly, that looks like that's all he can do. Excuse me. So he has the Onomatopia, the field spell that could bring him out something, but I think he already explains, like, I already have enough negates that whatever he brings out is not worth it. So his best hope is just to sit on the lightning. But foolish Shane, we Gladiator Beast players, we have an out for cards such as that. but it was not in my top deck, believe it or not. So I have to sacrifice the Appaloosa here to pretty much progress my game state. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck with it. He's just going to use that lightning to slowly beat me down. So we're going to use Damatianus and the Appaloosa to make Test Panther. Test Panther's effect will activate. It's going to add us the busted Monster Reborn comeback. And now looking, well, no, I needed to add comeback in this sequence. I was supposed to say looking back, I probably could have added War Chariot, but the card I drew coincidentally was an Ash Blossom for turn, so it doesn't help me out in any way. So we're going to see comeback is we're going to bring back Tamer Editor, because Editor is a busted card. It's not once per turn. It is so powerful. And we're going to use Editor's effect to summon out from the extra deck freely a Gazaris, and Gazaris is going to destroy the field spell and the lightning. So that's how we get rid of those. So then we will potentially enter the battle phase, and we will swing with the Gazaris. We'll swing with the Tamer Editor and the whopping 800 Test Panther. But right now what I'm doing is I'm calculating, because Gazaris will be able to tag out, and I need to make sure that, because right now my board is kind of lackluster, so I will swing with all of those, the 24, 24, and 800, which I do think is 4,000 exactly, if I do remember. No, I think it's like 6,000 exactly. Or no, 66. I'm awful at math, guys. I'm sorry. But at the end of the battle phase, we're going to use Gazaris to shuffle back. And this is where we're going to summon out Equest. And we're going to summon out Darius. And Equest, we're going to make Equest Chainlink 2 and Darius Chainlink 1, I believe. So Equest is going to grab back that comeback. And then Darius is going to, well, Darius first is going to special summon Andal. And we're going to grab back that comeback. And you see, this is where I looked through my extra deck. I realized I forgot to take out the... I have a Tornado Dragon in there at the moment that I've been meaning to replace with a Abyss Dweller, and it wasn't until we did this. I thought I already had it replaced, but I do not. So since we've already got this far into the video, that we can't like no takesy backsies. But we are going to link the Test Panther and stuff into a Decode Talker. And see, I choose Decode Talker in this situation because I don't want to use the Nightmare Unicorn, because you just lose the effect that you have to spin back a card. And even though we are playing a Master Roll 5, your boy here is still following the Link Arrows. And we're going to activate Gladiator Beast Comeback to bring back Damatianus. So essentially right now we have 3 forms of interruption. It'd be a lot better if your boy remembered here to put in the Abyss Dweller, but Tornado Dragon's going to have to do. I'm just explaining to Shane that now the Tamer Editor and the Damatianus cannot be destroyed by battle. But I have 3 forms of interruption: the form of Damatianus, Decode Talker to protect from targeting, and the Tornado Dragon that should be an Abyss Dweller, but sadly is a Tornado Dragon, which coincidentally in this matchup you could argue is pretty good, since a lot of the cards are continuous. You can just snipe the Change Tactics or the Automata to pick up. That's the name of the card that I was able to remember now. That's the search card for any Onomatopoeia card. But we're going to pass it over to Shane. He's going to activate Pot of Desires, and that top deck Ash that I drew for turn is going to come into play. So he's going to go ahead and look at everything. I don't even think he's going to banish his cards, because I think he only has 1 card in hand, and it's the glove. So we're going to wrap it up to the next game. Welcome to game 3, guys. So Shane got game 1, I got game 2, and he's going to go first on game 3, which is actually pretty powerful, because just the fact that his deck, since you guys haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it this turn. Spoiler alert. Zexal is a powerful card to avoid, and potentially, if you don't know what you're doing in a situation like in this deck, since I didn't know what I was doing, if you have the appropriate hand traps to stop it and you use them wrong, it doesn't matter. So he's going to use Pot of Desires, and again, the same similar process to turn 1. Can't allow him to get to the, well, it doesn't matter. Can't allow him to get to the rank up spell, but he has a Called by the Grave for that Ash Blossom. And, yeah. That's just how that goes. Combo decks or certain decks that need combos must play Call by the Grave, and this is one of the reasons why. Except for he just wanted to resolve Pot of Desires, which is such a powerful card. So here, he's going to activate the Utopic Automata. And again, learning this video, we're going to perm it. Not learning my lesson from the first time. Tell him to parry this, you filthy casual. And he cannot Call by the Grave. Perm. But he has Gagaga Child, which allows him to copy the level of the Onomatopoeia, because I believe it can target a Gagaga, and that's exactly what the Utopic Automata is. Treated as a Gagaga, Dodo, and all that stuff. So here comes double, and this is the point in which you should always perm them, guys. I'm going to tell you guys right now, because of this is where mistakes have been made. Because if you perm Utopia double, its effects are negated, which means I don't think he can smack on a Utopia on it, which pretty much halts his entire plays. However, hindsight 2020, you kind of got to you do the best you can with the knowledge that you know. And I know that the normal summon of that Utopic is so fragile and so important that it's always good to hit it. However, it seems like the few times he has the perfect extender to be able to go on and make the perfect rank 4. And then XYZ change tactics here is just becoming a powerhouse for him. He plays Onomatopoeia pickup. Every time he special summons a Utopic monster, he just gets to pay 500 and draw. And, you know, like that's like in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Life points is pretty much just another resource you have access to. And that 500 could potentially add up if he was playing a more OTK-based deck, because it just makes their job easier, such as Cyber Dragons and Math Mech, Crusadia, all those type of OTK strategies. Like, by paying this life, you make their strategy easier. But believe it or not, this deck actually, since we are playing in Master Duel 5, it's a good time to talk about why this deck will be so good in Master Duel 5. Because, well, all the new cards limit you to XYZ summoning. You can't summon any other monster but an XYZ monster. But most importantly, you don't have to put Zexal in that extra monster zone, which means cards such as Cyber Dragon cannot out it. Which means pretty much, it's a really struggle. You have to pretty much have the in-perm ready to hit Zexal when he activates his effect. But also take note that something I learned here in a little bit. I'm going to read reading Zexal in this game. You cannot negate the summon of Zexal. Which, see, that's kind of busted for me. I kind of already can tell he has the rank up, because let's be real. I mean, he's already. Why would he play through, like, keep climbing all these Utopic monsters if he didn't have the rank up? And he's going to make Utopic Zexal. So Utopia, this deck can make Utopic Zexal this way, and then he's also can make it the hard way, which means he gets 3 different number monsters out there with different names, I believe is what it requires, and he just smacks Zexal on top of it. So now he has just pretty much a as-a-thought, and he's going to set that Called by the Grave, I bet. I'm going to draw for turn. I actually, believe it or not, prior to him activating Zexal, I opened like the full go second combo. I opened Rejection plus Unexpected Die plus a Call by the Grave and a Ward Chariot and all that good stuff. So I'm just reading Utopic Zexal to make sure it's as busted as we think it is, and it is. It says your opponent cannot activate card effects. Yeah, so I thought, well, maybe I can still activate spells and stuff to at least get out like Gladiator Beast Andal and like try to survive. Like, no, I can't even activate the die in my hand. So your boy here is just going to set 4, and see, this is kind of where Zexal's kind of put on a time span. So if he cannot put out any more monsters, I can just hold off, and he's on a tick. He only has this win condition for a certain amount of turns. So I decide to switch over some cards to make him think I have like another imperm set, but he's not so foolish. But one of the problems with this deck is putting out damage once you get Zexal. And by problem, I mean it's just a condition you have to get once you reach Zexal. Zexal's a win condition, but you have to be able to put out enough damage after the Zexal. And the deck can very well do it. It's just sometimes in some of the games I've witnessed, it's just a struggle sometimes. But like in this particular scenario right here, you are not seeing that type of struggle. The Utopia on a mana is just going to be able to summon out the Gaga Magician and I think Zubaba Coat. Or Gaga Coat Zubaba Poncho, I think is the full, or Zubaba Poncho Gaga Coat. That's the card's full name. So I'm gonna call by the sister, I believe, because that's pretty much I was actually trying this entire game to hit hoping he would detach the Utopic Anamana, and he doesn't. So moving that child over there to his banished pile, he's just gonna overlay here into another Utopia. He's going to remove the 2 counters, I believe. See, he could have used XYZ Chain Shackles there to draw, and then he's going to make Gaga become level 6 and use the unaltered pickup to make all monsters on the field become level 6, and he's going to overlay for Utopic Beyond. And I think this is all she wrote, because I do believe that is 8,500 total. But yeah. So I'm happy you guys got to see what this deck can truly do in another video, and I'm glad you guys got to see like what Gladiator Beast can do. It was a really good game. We had fun. We actually expect another duel video to come up. So we should have Gladiator Beast versus Math Mech. So stay tuned for that, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also check out our sponsors, and let's save the ROOS. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Charles signing out.